welcome back to Genuine BS with Brittany and
Shana.
Why you sound like that?
Because I feel some type of way today.
Why?
I don't know. One, it was really foggy this morning.
Oh my God.
And it really ticked me off, and that puts me in a mood. And then also, right, like I had a small injury that happened.
Would you like to talk about it?
I don't. It's so traumatic.
Okay, then we won't talk about it. Why'd you even bring it up?
Because it's a moment in time when people have to realize.
Oh God.
Is it okay for your baby who loves you unconditionally and says, Mommy, I'll never leave you. I'll be with you forever.
Why are you looking at the camera?
Because I'm letting these, it's a PSA. It's when keeping it real and loving your baby goes wrong.
You here for the camera. You're not here to talk to me.
I am. You wanted to know what happened, why my nose is broken?
I want to know what happened.
Why my nose is broken?
The camera didn't ask you what happened. I asked you. Look at me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
It's hot.
I thought you said you didn't want to talk about your nose being broken.
Didn't.
So then what? You know what?
Because y'all got me talking when I came up in here.
I can't keep up. You want to, you don't want to.
My baby
you don't
broke
want
my
to,
nose
you
on
do
accident.
want to.
She's a sweet baby.
I think she broke it on purpose. Because you say
time?
you don't want to, then you want to. And she said, I've had enough of this shit.
Because it was the second time. I felt so bad when the first time it happened. It was like a headbutt situation, right? Like she came and sat on my lap and did one of these. And I was like, oh no. And it was a whole like Marsha Brady situation. And I was just like, oh, I heard a big crunch.
Oh, you showing your age?
No, I think that people have seen clips of it before.
Yeah, because they have clips out about that.
They certainly do.
Are you showing your age you've been looking for? Nostalgic, huh?
And it was a crunch, and it started bleeding, and I like ran away like a child.
The first time.
Okay. This time, I don't know what was happening. I think I was like laying on the couch or either on the floor, and then she like either came and sat. I don't know what body part, because it went just so quickly. Next thing you know, it was another crunch, and I was just like, I didn't even cry this time. I just said,
you were ready?
Well, no, I wasn't. I was just like, what the actual happened? Now, again,
it's okay. You can say
crunched.
The word.
It crunched. And so I left again, but I didn't leave in a hurry because I didn't want to alarm her, because the last time she was so remorseful. She was like, Mommy, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Was she old? Like when she was throwing her head back? When you told me that, I initially assumed that it was like the infant stage where they can't hold their heads.
This was 3 months ago.
Oh, so you've broken your nose?
Yes, within the last 3 months. That's why I was telling you, like, I'm just like, well, I was saying I didn't want to talk about it.
Wait, you brought it up. I didn't bring it up.
Well, I was saying, in a way of like, I don't want to talk about it.
I get what you're saying. Like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yes.
But here, let me tell you my whole story.
Yeah.
But no, so this happened recently. I've seen you.
Yeah.
You can't even tell. The first time I couldn't tell.
Yeah, the first one, it was like across here, and it was like really puffy and all that stuff. And I think it was just like really minor. So I went to like a plastic surgeon just to like make sure everything was okay. And he was just like, it's fine. It's not really much that we can do here in this area. You know, you can just let it heal on its own, or either if you really want like a nose job, you can. I'm just like, no, because you're saying it won't really make a difference. Then it doesn't make sense for me to spend money. So I left it at that, and that was fine. And then when this happened, I'm just like, no, why my nose? Why do you hate my nose?
You're
what did I
today.
do?
I don't know.
Why does she hate my nose?
Probably because she doesn't have any Play-Doh and markers.
I did buy her markers.
Well, since when? She's allowed to have markers in the house now?
Oh, not anymore, because now there's a big ring in the middle of the rug.
The white rug.
Yes, a blue ring.
Now I see why she headbutted your ass. She said, you took my markers?
This is before. This is when she still had the markers.
Oh, damn. I don't know why she did it. Why you?
I don't. Why my nose?
Oh, my God.
Sorry. What did this nose do to anybody? I don't know.
Oh, my God. I can't tell. Who knows? What was that sound that just escaped your body?
I don't know. I just don't know what to do.
You sit there and wait for it to heal. So do you have to have surgery, or are they going to let it heal on its own?
Specialist, because this is the second injury. And
ornithologist or whatever it's called.
Yeah, ENT.
Or ornithologist. How do you pronounce that word?
I don't know, but I know what you're saying. Okay. But no, an ENT is.
Yeah, ENT, that's what they are. Or ornithologist.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't know that. I know the name that you're saying, but I can't help you in saying the name.
So they are
ENT.
called ENTs. Yeah, I thought you were saying no and ENT. I was like, no, that is what they're called.
I'm gonna call it
okay,
ENT.
go ahead, sweetheart. Continue. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, I was saying, I did say you can't tell, but I asked you about surgery or whatever. So what happened?
Oh, yeah. Just because most of the swelling has gone down, but I still can't like breathe all the way on my left side of my nostril. So it's still some puffiness going on there. And there's blockage to my airway. So that's where they're looking at that I'm going to need surgery. That's a whole conversation I'll have to have with my husband here later today when he gets off work.
I got health insurance. You'll be all right.
Yeah, but he's going to be like, oh, what did you do? Are you sure you need it? I think you're fine. Let me put a Band-Aid on it. Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at. But yeah, she's a sweet girl. And then the sad part is that we collided when she was getting in bed last night and her head hit my forehead. And I'm just like, Jesus, what did I do, Lord? Why?
What's next?
Why, Lord? Why me? And I had said it in my head and she was just like, oh no, Mommy, are you okay? I was like, I'm fine. Are you okay? Because you know,
you should have said no. Said no, I'm not okay. Are you okay?
Because it hit me and I was like, are you okay?
I know.
And then she's like, I'm fine. She's like, I just don't want you to have to go to the doctor again. I'm like, oh, sweet baby. I was like, I'm fine.
No,
you're
if
okay.
something,
and then I'm just like, oh no, I'm sure I'm concussed.
I'm
sure I'm concussed.
Probably. If her head was big enough or hard enough to break your nose twice and then it hit you in the forehead, I'm sure you probably shouldn't take a nap. You should. You don't have a big head?
I don't.
Well, when I get hurt and my babies have done it, I can't tell them it's their fault either because he'll I can't stand you, Shana. I cannot.
Oopsies.
Let's talk about noses. Let's talk about how I can't tell your nose is broken. But I don't know if I told you this. I think I did. But Matt broke his nose a while back when we were on a family vacation. And I was ready to go. I'd had enough. I don't like the beach. I don't hate the beach. I don't like sand. I was sick of sand being in crevices that sand shouldn't be in.
What you doing in the sand?
With my children.
Okay.
Chloe was 1, Maya was 3, I think, and I was 180 pounds. So it was not a good picture at all. I was a whale. And I was trying to chase them. And I don't know if you know this, when you have more body fat on you, it's harder to run and your little ones can get away from you quicker. So I was ready to go. Anyway, it was time to leave and Matt goes, oh wait, Maya didn't see me. She didn't see me ride the wave. She wants to see me. And of course, no, she doesn't. She doesn't. You want to take another ride on the wave. Let's go. I'm ready to go. So what does he do? He makes us all line up like a family. Well, we are a family. Line up. Me, the 2 girls on either side of me. And I mean, on both sides of me. And he runs back into the water, goes deep into the ocean, waits for a wave to come, and then rides the wave and on like wave, what's it called? Wave ride. I don't fucking know. I mean, oops, sorry guys. Me and my curse words. I don't know what it's called. But he rides it in and then all of a sudden I just see him come up like bug-eyed and I hear the gasp and then I look right at him. I'm like, no. I'm not good with units or distance. He was probably here and we were probably like across the street. So however many feet that is. I could see right then and there that his nose was broken. His nose was on the other side of his face.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. And then he looks at the little girl and goes, are you okay? I'm so sorry. And she's like, I'm fine. And just walks off.
So he collided with the little girl in the water?
So I think she was on a boogie board. And usually sometimes when they let those boards go, it's attached to their arms. They just let it go and they go flying. I think she let it go and it knocked him right in the nose.
Oh, wow.
And so he's coming up out of the water, just blood everywhere. The girls are just like, what the heck is going on? Yeah. They're scared. The little one won't go to him. But at the same time, she wants to know what's going on. Maya's pulling me down. So I'm like, something's wrong with Daddy. I'm like, I see it. We go to the lifeguards and they turn around like, ah, like scream, like very just bewildered because he looked so awful. And then he was rushed to the hospital around the ocean, which it's a beach. We were in Jersey on the shore. So you put 2 and 2 together, but we ended up going back to get his nose fixed. But he also had a deviated septum. So he looked horrible. You should be counting your blessings that it was just your baby's head and not a boogie board.
Twice.
I forgot about the twice. Are you going to be okay?
I don't know.
Well, the fog is cleared, so that's better. Are you happy now?
Has. Yeah. Now it's getting warmer, which is good. But then I think it's supposed to like drop again in like tomorrow, I think.
I don't know.
It's supposed to be getting cold. I think it's supposed to like high of like 70 on Thursday.
Yeah,
like
but if it's sunny, it's okay because the Texas sun is different.
Rain all day.
Well, Matt will be happy, or I'll be happy, or everyone will be happy that has a garden. You can water the plants and do all this stuff. I like. Why you fix your face? Fix it, Jesus.
Go. I can't fix it. They gotta fix my face.
Why do you keep yelling at me?
I'm sorry. It's just, this all just happened. I just came back from the doctor like an hour ago. So this is all still very fresh and new. So I'm still processing
you need
the
a hug?
fact that, oh.
Can I give you a hug? You're so sweet. Oh, can you sit back down? Look at that booty. Go ahead. Arch your back. Okay. That did not come natural to you. Oh my God. That didn't come natural. Well, I like the fog. I like the fog in the morning because it makes me feel like, and I'm be probably telling, I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm in like Salem, like surrounded by my.
Oh, you're one of those.
My Wiccan, and I'm like, they're here.
Shit.
They have not cursed, but they have camouflaged the world because they're coming. They're about to come out the fog in any moment and come get me and ask me to join their Wiccan group.
So you were watching the remake of The Craft?
No, the original.
Okay.
Thick as a board, light as a feather. You want to try it? I'm sure I can make you float. I can make you float.
All I think about when I hear
no, I'm joking. Praise Jesus. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, that's all I think about is it.
It? Oh, I don't do scary movies.
I don't.
I'm a good witch.
Okay, are you?
Bruja.
You a bruja?
No, I like to pretend. Like when I see stuff on Charmed, it's so cool.
I
like
used to
be able
love Charmed.
Wave your hand and send a motherfucker flying. That's what I want to do sometimes. But thank goodness I can't because we'd be in trouble. Or I'd be in trouble.
You know, I used to always want to do the nasal twitch with Bewitched, but clearly I
can't do it. Let me see you do it. Can you do it? Try. Look at the camera. You like looking at the camera. Oh, you are trying. I didn't know what she was doing. I thought she was saying no. She's trying. Your nose, not your face, sweetheart.
That was my nose. That was. You guys are so insensitive.
I thought you were saying no. I'm not gonna try.
You guys are so mean.
Let me see. Try again.
No.
Look at the camera. You like looking that way so much. Go ahead.
No mas.
No. But like she probably got picked. Well, she was a great actress, of course, but picked alone. I wonder if they built a show around that nose switch. Like if she just did it one day and they were like, that's it.
That could be really cool.
Right? Like they built the movie Frozen around Let It Go, that song. So like sometimes they take little things and build it around it. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I remember reading it somewhere. Or speaking of Disney movies, did we talk about, no? Did we?
We talked about your fairy tales.
No, not the fairy tales, but Moana 2.
Okay, so we just watched Moana 2. So disappointed.
So I
walked away.
When? What?
Oh, I walked away. We watched it in the house like last week.
And you're like, I'm not entertained?
Yeah, she watched some of it. But I was waiting for like...
It happens, but it's like at the end that really pulled it back in for me. And then we watched it again. So we went to see it in theaters, and then we watched it again at home, and it's actually good. You got to watch it again, and I think it's better because I know that there is going to be a climax there. But the Moana character, apparently she wasn't going to come back at first because she didn't want to get typecasted. But in my head, I'm thinking, like, this is a voice role. They can't see your face. Like, no one knows that's you. I mean, they'll find out.
20-something now, right?
I don't know how old she is, but she played in the Mean Girls musical or something like that.
Oh,
I saw
okay.
the girl. It is, yep. Mm-hmm. No, they grasping at straws. But the one thing that did stand out for me for Moana 2, and that I notice a lot of shows do or movies do when they get a a second season or a sequel or a bigger budget, they try so hard to be funny and throw out these corny jokes. And it's just really hard to watch. Like, oh, this is called a hair whip. The kids are doing it now. Like the dad or something, like, bruh, this is corny as hell. But I guess the generation that they're appealing to is corny. I don't know. But that's one of the things that dropped it down for me, because a lot of them do that. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think they did that when their second one came out, like just for example. And then other seasons like Upload, I noticed they did it, but I'm sure it's it's a show on YouTube. You got to watch it. It's really good until it's not. But the ending of Moana, when like Find Another Way with the bat, like it starts picking up and it's like a big thing. Like if you didn't watch the end of it, try watching it again. Did you just roll your eyes at me or was that a long blink?
It was a long blink.
Oh, okay.
Oh. No, it was a long blink.
Wake up.
I'm trying to.
You didn't like Moana? You falling asleep on me?
No. Yeah, Moana was... Yeah, I was a little disappointed. You know how... But that's the thing, is when you have like a really great like first movie, and especially with the songs that are really catchy, it's so hard. Yep. I think for creators, for anyone who's involved in a project, is you have all of this
have something to live up to.
Yes, to live up to. And that's really tough to be able to do for a sequel. And so I was looking for some standout songs, just like with Frozen, right? For that second one. Like
the second one they did.
They had that one.
Into the Unknown.
Yes, that one. Like,
yeah, that one.
They were able to get that one.
They did good with the second one. Even the Olaf had a good song.
He had a second song?
Didn't he?
I don't know.
This will all make sense when I am older.
Yes.
I've seen it way too many times.
I can see.
Yeah. But yeah, Frozen did it.
Yeah. So I think I was waiting for just like a nice little jaunty song that would be catchy and that would, and I didn't, from what I could hear, because I walked away and came back and she was barely watching. She was like coloring at the same time. And she was just like, I don't want to watch Moana. And I was like, she was like, I want to. I was like, can't. I was like, you can watch Moana. That's the only thing. She's like, oh, fine. You can watch it. We'll watch it since you want to. And then
you say these horror, you make my baby out to seem like this mean lady. She is not mean.
She's the sweetest thing.
She is. And I'm around her. No, I will take that back. I was trying to grab her from falling and she turned around and looked at me like, did you just grab me? Never mind.
So it makes sense?
It makes sense. I get it. And I looked and said, little girl, I'm trying to save your life. You gotta fix your face.
Oh, wait. It was something that happened where we were getting in the car when we were on our way to your house a few times ago. And then she was saying, what did she say to me? Something, she's like, just don't tell Miss Brittany, okay?
You said don't?
Yeah, she's like, just don't tell Miss Brittany. Like, I don't know. It could have
been. She don't
like,
call me Miss Brittany. She calls me Miss Brittany. It's too many syllables for her.
She had said, I don't know. Let's say like she dropped her candy and I told her, or I don't give her candy. So let's say she, I don't know, like dropped
her
food and it dropped on the floor. And I was like, didn't I tell you to wait to eat that? Like, don't eat your snack until we get there. And then she like took a little bite and she's like, oh, I'm sorry. And we were like on the way to your house and she was like, just please don't tell Miss Brittany, please. And I was like, yes, she did. I was like, oh, you'll be fine.
Am I that much of a disciplinarian?
I don't think so. You're too sweet to her.
I am very sweet. I'm sweet to my kids.
Yeah, but to her you are. So I was just like, no, I was like, you're fine. She's not going to say anything.
Lulu, that's my baby.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
I wouldn't know. You better make sure she's not scared of me.
She's not.
She better not be.
She just listens, which is good.
She does listen very well, but I have had to get down to her level before and say, okay, when it's time to leave, we're not going to scream and cry, right? What are we going to do when mommy says it's time to go? No, we're not going to do that. What are we going to do? We're going to listen. Good job. If you can't do that, you let me know. I'll walk you through it again, okay? Like, that's all I do. Please don't make me.
No, and it's totally fine.
I don't want her to be afraid of me.
I don't think she's afraid of you,
okay.
Right?
She didn't want to disappoint me.
She doesn't want to disappoint.
No.
Because she respects you. And
she's a very sweet girl.
Yeah, and she had a really good time when your in-laws were there.
Yeah. I love the McCuskers. They're the best.
They were really cool people.
They're the best.
Them. And that makes me think about in-laws just in general.
How are your in-laws? You want to talk about it?
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about it. So it's a little bit different with my in-laws because we don't see them as often, right? Our family members just in general.
Where do they live? Your in-laws?
Yeah, they're in North Carolina.
North Carolina,
for the most part, and then he has a brother that's in Colorado. And my family is like really huge. Like I have a big family, and they're all together, and they're always together. With his family, I think they're a little bit more spread out. They're a little bit more scarce. But as far as like his immediate, like I call my immediate extended family, we're all like super close. His are more scarce, so it's mostly just like his brothers and
so it's just him here.
Wife. Yeah, it's just him here. So, yeah, I mean, there's all challenges there, right? When it comes to like mother-in-laws and things of that nature, as far as like things that you may do or are okay with saying or whatever that is, right? There's a lot of complexities when it comes to mother-in-laws.
Can't relate. I'm sorry, my mother-in-law.
I know, you call your mother-in-law mom.
I sure do.
Can I talk about that?
Mom is the best.
Can I talk about that? So we're speaking about that. Maybe I'm just...
Or maybe y'all just don't like each other. Maybe it's simple as that. No, I'm joking.
Maybe I'm an interesting person. And I say that to a sense of like...
Wait, pause. Pause. You setting me up. She tried to set me up. Go ahead, Shana.
I'm not a hugger. And
I am.
You are a hugger. I am not initially a hugger. I hug after a while. Some people pull me into a hug and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, here we go. And then, I think my first instinct is to do a handshake. And why I mention this is because I do that to family. Yeah, that's where I was coming back to. I
mean, I don't hug everyone I meet on the first time. I'll shake their hand. And then afterwards, I'm like, okay, this person's going to stay. I'll give them a hug. Or this person is like, I probably won't talk to this person ever again. I'll shake their hand again. But family?
Yeah.
But I mean... So family it's a name in itself. You being family for me is different than a blood relative. So you have the people, like I consider you my family. Like I have people here that's my family. Blood relatives are something totally different. And I get that's family too. But if you're meeting someone that's a blood relative for the first time, you don't know them, shake their fucking hand.
Can I shake your hand?
Shake my hand like, hi. Hey, cousin, nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you. Sorry.
There have been some times where like I was just in Detroit and I saw one of my cousins I haven't seen in years and I went to give her a hug. She doesn't remember me and she was younger, but she still gave me a hug too. And then the way she hugged, it was like, I was like, oh, you don't remember me, do you? She goes, no. I said, well, you didn't have to hug me, sweetheart. Hi, I'm your cousin, Brittany. Really nice to see you again. So I get that, but you still shake the hands of the cousins you've known your entire life? Or you just go, hi, and wave in their face?
Hello.
Hello, good to see you.
Nice to see you, yeah.
I wouldn't talk to you.
And that's okay. That would be good for me. I don't like talking to people.
Hurt my feelings.
It's not hurting your feelings. It's just like...
How you gonna tell me it's not hurting my feelings?
Well, I'm saying you're not them, so it's not hurting their feelings. I don't know.
I said it would hurt my feelings.
Oh, if you were them?
Yeah. Did you ever think about it that way?
But think about it this way. Maybe it hurts my feelings to have to do that.
Well, then don't, and I respect that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it. That's all I want. It's just like not everybody wants to hug, And then it's not just a hug. It's like one of these. Like, come here. And it's like, oh, okay.
Come give me a hug. I want to know.
You want to see what this hug is? It's one of these, girl. Are you here for it?
Oh, wait. I want my lunch lady arms out. Okay. Show me.
I got my LL Cool J's going on. It's like, oh, come here.
Okay.
Oh, look at you. You're like, just like your mom. You're not just like your mom. Girl, look at you. Look at you. Come on, girl. Look at you.
Oh goodness. Is that the in-laws, the Southern family?
No, that's just my family.
Oh.
Yeah, did I not mention that part too? So the in-laws, I typically put out a hand, but I try to be, because I don't meet a lot of them very
exercise.
often.
You pulled me in and your body is freezing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm cooling down. And I don't meet a lot of Victor's family very often. So when I do, if they do come in for one, because they are from, the southeast, yeah, that they're comfortable. So I try to go in for it.
All right. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, so that's how I feel about
hugging
and giving handshakes. I did feel some type of way that you put your hand out to me, Josh.
Well, okay. So when we left last week, I gave
totally
Josh a
fine with
hug.
It was totally fine with it though.
And then you're like, oh, I'm not a hugger. And I'm like,
didn't
oh
say
my
that.
goodness.
He
You like
just
stopped, like you guys looked at each other awkwardly. And
I
you're
know,
like,
and then he
here
put
we
his
go.
hand down. I was like, hey, I mean, I'm always good for a good handshake. You know what? There is something powerful about a good, firm handshake.
Yes, there is.
And let me tell
Yes,
you, you know what I
is.
can't stand is when I get these old flimsy ass handshakes, especially from women. And when I get them from a man that goes like
That
this,
just-
first of all, why are you giving me your hand like this? I'm not going to kiss your hand, sir.
Oh no, a guy who, so where was I? I was
Is it flaccid? Can I say that?
Oh, just you sure can. You sure can. It is flaccid. It is not hard enough to shake. But I mean, on the flip side, I'm gonna shut up before I make you uncomfortable.
Make me uncomfortable.
Nope, I'm not
into
doing it
it
because I'm not
now.
dealing with your ass later. What was I about to say? I was delivering evidence. Where was I? The firearms unit. Yeah, when I was still a police officer, I was delivering evidence. I was delivering a firearm, and I went to a sergeant or something, or I don't know who he was. Maybe a detective. Was like, oh, hi, you're the one on the case. You're the one who did. You're the one who recovered, so and so. And he went to shake my hand. I go, hi. I put my hand out ready to shake. And his hand was like this. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, it drives me even like more crazy or crazier when a man's hand is like flaccid.
It's just like, why? Yes. It's flaccid. It's flaccid.
I don't know. That drives me crazy, but I am good for, I do like a nice firm handshake. I like that I'm tiny, and then when I give a big person a good handshake and look them right in the eye, they're like, well, okay.
A nice throat. And they're like,
go.
oh, hello. And I'm like, hello.
Hello. Oh.
Hello. That's why I didn't mind.
Goodbye.
I was like, hey, hello. You know what? I was like, excuse me, you gave her a hug and not me in my head. And then you put out your hand and it was firm. I was like, oh, hello. You know what? I respect it. Thank you. See you next week.
But you said first that I'm not a hugger.
I'm not.
I think you panicked and just said it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm over here thinking.
What you got?
It's like usually I know some people when they panic, they have like little innuendos or little things they do, like tells, like in poker. And that made me think about, it literally just made me think about poker and how I want to learn how to play poker. Do you know how to play poker?
I do not. You know, so I'm horrible at card games. Let me tell you why. Like, I don't, like I have.
Pause. Do you know how to play spades?
This is what I want to tell you.
Revoked.
Damn it.
Well,
Let me explain.
Some would say I can't revoke it because I got a white husband, but here we are. They can be revoked too. But go ahead. Tell me about why you can't play spades.
Are they actually in the administration to even make that type of call?
No.
Okay. So.
What's that Glorilla song? No.
Okay. I don't know it, but she's such a hard rapper.
Dude, I love it. Glorilla.
Yeah. It's like. I'm like, oh, okay.
She about that life.
It is gorilla itself.
Glorilla. She glowing. But she knows.
But she knows?
She can see.
What can she see?
Nothing.
Okay.
Tell me a story about the spade.
Okay. Yeah, so I have friends that like play cards and stuff, and they host parties, and here's my thing. Listen, I never grew up around it. Not even like dominoes kind of a thing. And so like it was never what I grew up around. So I did. Listen, if someone wants to invite me to an I Declare War night, I am here for it. Okay, I am the master of that.
Oh,
let's go.
My goodness.
Then we can play Dungeons and Dragons. Holla at your girl. I said it. I'm putting my shit out on Fun Street. Yes, I just called myself out. Don't care. Mortal Kombat. Twisted Metal 2. Holla at your girl.
You know, you so far gone. I don't even know what some of this stuff is. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry. I don't. And Goldfish. What? In Solitaire.
Is it solitaire or solitary?
Solitaire.
Are you sure?
Is it solitary?
Is it solitaire or solitary?
Solitaire.
Which one is it?
I say solitaire. What do you say?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I kill it on that.
It depends. So I say solitary or I say solitaire. I don't know. You're more of a solitary sport
In general?
In general.
Yeah.
killer on that. No, I've been looking for ever since I moved to Philly. So I moved to Philly back in 2015, and I was looking for a spades group. I used to play in a league when I was in high school.
Seems
and
boring.
No, it's so much fun if you have the right people, but you could never be my teammate because you don't know how to play. Well, it's not that I will teach you how to play, and then we can find some places here. But I've been looking since Philly, and when I polled certain folks about it, no one knew how to play. And then Matt, we went on a double date with one of Matt's friends who happened to be also dating a Black person. It was just weird. It was my first double interracial date. Matt was like, bro, I hate going out with other interracial couples. It makes me feel like I'm in a club. Like, I don't like it. And then he was like, when I see other white men with Black women, I'm just like, how are you out here taking up our Black queens? I'm like, you're not funny. You are not funny at all. Don't laugh at him.
Okay, that was hilarious.
And I'm like, he's not funny. I'm like, bro, you're not funny. Just stop. But I'm going to go off a tangent. I did ask. I was like, well, what kind of Black is she? Like, who are we? He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Oh, it was his friend, not yours.
It was his friend. Okay. I'm like, wait, what kind of Black is this woman? Mm-hmm. I need to know for sure. He didn't understand what I meant. And I was just like, you know what I mean. But anyway, we went on a date, and at the bar or the brewery, there was a bunch of games, and there were card games there. And I was like, let's play spades. She knew how to play spades. I was like, well, let's teach the boys. You'll have your boyfriend on your team.
I don't know how to play.
Uh-oh. The ambulance. No, that's not the ambulance. Fire. Maya's like, the ambulance. Oh. And we taught the boys how to play. It was the funniest thing watching them play spades. But here, I saw on Instagram, like What, When, or Where, one of those places that they have just a big space on Sundays that they just set up a whole bunch of spades games. So let's go.
Okay. Hope it's not a team sport.
Don't be scared. Well, you are on teams, yes.
Okay.
Just one. You have a partner.
Okay. You'll just have to.
Oh, you really don't know how to play at all.
I declare war and goldfish in solitaire.
Do you know how to play Jig Rummy?
I declare war, goldfish in solitaire. My game. Here for it. Nope.
You po thing.
That's probably why I don't get invited to game nights very often.
Oh, damn. Oh, you have to. Okay. We got to start back the McCusker game nights back up. They're infamous. Like, so much fun. We stopped when we had Maya, and then we really haven't. Then we had them again, but it was, kids involved, and it was always just a clusterfuck. And then we moved here, and we need to have them again. We got to figure out a way to do that. The game nights are so much fun with adults.
Yeah, I like adult games.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, me and Victor have been trying to work on for the last couple years on when we do get an invite to a couple's game night, because we're not always on the same page. And I don't know if you've ever seen like the movie Game Night. Oh my God, I fucking love it.
No,
oh my God,
watch
it's
it.
so good. You should watch it. It's so
Who's
good.
in it?
Rachel.
I don't even know why I asked. I don't know people's
McAdams.
Names. I know her.
Rachel McAdams.
She's from The Notebook.
From The Notebook, yes.
And Mean Girls. Mm-hmm.
And, what is his name? I really like him. He's from, shoots. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Game Nights.
Yeah, Game Night. The comedic actor
Jason Bateman. Oh my goodness, yes! I love Jason Bateman from the Ozarks. Yes. He is so good. He's like so monotone and calm, but he's very sarcastic and quick with it. I love him.
Yes. So Jason Bateman.
And Rachel McAdams. That sounds like a stand-up movie.
And there's another guy. What's the other guy's name? I met him at
Jesse Plemons, John Francis Daly.
Yeah, one of those.
Jonathan Goldstein.
Yeah, one of those.
No.
Okay. Anyways, I met him at a charity event.
Nice.
Super nice guy. Was super chill. And people were like, oh my God, I love you on like Friday Night Lights or such and such. And I was like, yo, I loved you on Game Night. He was like, thank you. Thank you for that.
All right. Right. You made an impression.
Yes,
I
did.
It.
And then I walked off, right?
All right.
I don't like to linger or hang out. But yeah.
Hold on. Text about my child. Go ahead. I'm listening.
But yeah, so no, we don't. So yeah, we've been trying to like work up on our couples game night skills just in general. Because we are not always on the same page. And like, I think it was like, it was game night that they had a funny one. And then also 4 Christmases where they were trying to do like game night. And it's just like, oh, you remember when I wore this cute shirt and we were at this concert? And I was like, oh yeah. And you were like, yeah. And he was like, Billy Joel. And it's just like, no, remember I said this? And it's just like, and we're never getting to it. And then the time is out. That's
you guys don't do well as teammates.
No, we're working on it. So we've been actively working on trying to be better teammates in general on those things, because I'm just like,
y'all,
oh,
I said I wasn't going to be as aggressive as I've been. She's trying me and setting me up.
What did I do?
I'm just going to keep taking deep breaths.
Woosah?
That ain't going to work. I'm getting lightheaded. Like, it just needs to come out.
Let it out.
No!
Let it go.
No. Let it go. Let it go. Wait a minute. How did you and Victor end up in Austin? Because he's from North Carolina and we're both from Chicago. So where?
We met in Houston.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, we met in Houston. Funny. Funny in a sense of like, yeah, we met in Houston and
where'd you guys meet?
In Houston. Oh, you're funny. I was like, wait, I said it
4 times. Yes, you did.
And the company that I was working for at the time, it shared a suite with a CPA, and he was there meeting a CPA. And so I would have to buzz him in if it was like over the lunch hour because the person was gone. So I would cover. And so he would come in all the time. And I was just like, oh, okay, the guy is, you can go in or whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I think it was one time and I had just gotten out of a relationship or a situationship with someone, and I had him in a conference room, and he was just like, yeah, and he just like randomly asked me, he was just like, yeah, and I was talking about, he was like, oh, your weekend? I was like, oh, I just got back, and like my ex-boyfriend just like left or whatever. He was like, yeah, so when can I take you out sometime? And I was like, excuse me? And I was just like, what makes you think that you can ask me out? And so he was just like, and then he was, yeah, he said something clever, and it definitely, made me wake up.
I'm sure he did say something clever.
And I was just like, okay, sure. And I was like, well, why don't you give me your card and then we can go from there? And he was like, well, how will I be able to contact you? I was like, I guess you got to wait for me to contact you first. So that was it. And then I think I reached out to him maybe 2 weeks later and called him randomly in the morning. And he was just like, who is this again? I was like, you know who this is. I was like,
yeah, of course. You called him 2 weeks later.
And he was just like, no, I don't. And I was like, hey, why don't we do lunch sometime? Mm-hmm. Because, with most companies in corporate, like you get referral bonuses for if you refer in someone.
I can't.
And so I was like, oh, what? Maybe I can get a bonus off of this. And so
a free meal and a bonus 2 weeks later.
So I said lunch, not a dinner, just so we could see. But I was kind of,
so you can get a bonus.
Yeah. So I was also kind of interested, like, he was bold enough to do that. Let me hear him out. And so we went to lunch. I only got an appetizer. I'm pretty cool for the most part. Like, I don't like to do full on dinners because you never want to be set up to where I got to sit in front of someone. Like, I like casual situations. So yeah, I ordered like a quick appetizer and he was going on. It seemed interesting. And then I said, ooh, it's starting to get boring for me. I'm not really sure this is going to work out. And he was just like he said something clever about like, I don't know what he said, but something in regards to like, can't judge a book by its cover. You got to read it in between. I don't know. It was something.
It was a Victor metaphor that he does to this day.
And it was really nice. And I was just like, okay. And so that was it. And I was like, I don't think it's really going to go anywhere. And he was just like, that's fine. And so we both walked out, gave side hugs, and that was it. And then like
side hugs.
Yeah. And like 9 months later, and I was sitting in that CPA's office and I was like, hey, I wonder, I haven't heard from that guy. Or I haven't seen him in a while. I seen something that reminded me from the company he's from. And he was like, yeah, I haven't. And I was like, I'm going to call him right now. You do one of those things. So I called him and he was on the way and we talked and it was like a really good combo. And I was leaving the office at the time. And then we spoke for a while and I was like, so he was just like, yeah, well, I'm not in Houston anymore. I moved to Austin. And I was just like, well, when's the next time that, I'm going to see you or things like that. He was like, oh, I can come like next weekend. And I'm like, okay, cool. So he came. It happened to be like a tropical storm going on. And I was like, ooh, it looks like it's raining really bad right now. So we should probably not do this. He's like, I'm already in Katy.
Oh, he's in Houston.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm
okay.
here. Mm-hmm.
So you still want to do this, huh? Okay.
Girl, you front so hard. I cannot.
But we ended up having a really amazing time. So
hard. Let him tell it. Your ass followed him to Austin. It was like, come get me.
Yeah,
and let him tell it.
We had a really amazing time. We spoke. We just talked for hours. Like we went to a coffee shop and we just talked for hours, honestly.
Mm-hmm. That's
awesome. It was a really great time. And then, we were talking every day since then.
Yeah.
And then
so he wasn't boring.
He wasn't. Yeah, it was different, and we ended up, maybe like a month or so later, we ended up making it official and becoming like, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever that stuff is. And then
I like the term boyfriend and girl. Oh, these retainers are killing me. I feel like a fucking horse. I like the term girlfriend and boyfriend.
Do you? Why?
Like now, huh? Why? Oh, because nowadays when I talk to people, I hear, "Oh, my partner," "Oh, my partner,"
I say partner
"Oh,
all the time.
I hate that. Like I despise it. So I was in a mood one day, and God bless her. Once I don't know if it was my neighbor or it don't matter. Someone's like, "Oh yeah, my partner's coming to visit," and I just look at them. I go, "Oh, are you gay?"
Oh shit.
And not in a mean way or anything. I just was like, "Oh, are you gay?" And she's like, "No, it's he's a boy." I said, "Oh, so your boyfriend?" It's like, why do you call him partner? Like people who I synonymize partner with same sex because I think that's how it happened. That's how they said it like back in the day when it came out. Like, that's my partner. I think people in the same sex, like that's my boyfriend or that's my girlfriend. I just don't like the term partner. It sounds so corporate. It sounds like there's no love involved. And that's probably why your ass uses partner.
Most likely. And you know what? You probably talk about me being like corporate, but so is Victor. Look, listen, we schedule everything.
I know.
Yeah, minus the intimacy.
Yeah.
We schedule everything, right? Like, okay, we can discuss this later. How about like 6:30? And then we can be able to chat.
That's why when I'm like, hey, or do you guys want to come here? Well, let me get on Victor's calendar first to ask him if y'all want to go.
And I'll get back to you. I was like, give me by end of day.
End of business day. End of tomorrow's business day.
Yeah, end of tomorrow's business day, and I can get back to you once I find out what his schedule is. Yeah, like he'll randomly like throw things on my calendar. That's how we communicate is through calendars.
I love it. I communicate with your phone broke. I ain't talked to your ass in 3 hours. You okay?
You say 3 hours. I'm just
I'll pull up.
No. Oh, do you?
I'll pull up. You okay? Okay. I'll be at home.
So I've actually done a few drive-bys. And when I mean drive-bys, like maybe in another city, like when I was in Houston and with Victor and he came back from Vegas from like a bachelor party and I was just like, oh, this would be nice. I'll drop in on you. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? He was like, nothing. I was like, cool. So I'll see you in like 45 minutes. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm almost in Austin, so I can see you. He's like, ha. Yeah, he wasn't too happy about it. And then when I got there, he was happy. But it's so different because when I was in a different relationship prior to him.
All the male.
I know. When I was in a different. Okay. I'll wrap it up.
Almost done.
Yeah, I was in a different relationship prior to him. Like, the person I was with at the time, like, he happened to be in New Orleans, and I told my girls, I was like, hey, y'all want to go to New Orleans real quick to just like pull up? And they were like, does he even know? I was like, no, it's going to be a surprise. He'll love it. And I pulled up and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And I just took a picture like on Bourbon Street. He was like, oh my God, you're here? What are you doing here? Tell me where you are. Drop me a pin. And loved it.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
No, he loved it.
Dude, what? That's awesome. I thought you were going to say, when I was in college, I was dating a guy. And I started dating another guy. But I'm dating.
Like crazy.
I was dating. And I sent him a picture of like, I just started talking like I was in his town, which I was. He was like, you're here? And then I just ignored him for the rest of like the next 2 weeks.
Oh, shit.
I thought you were going to say.
Oh, like I ghosted him?
No, I didn't ghost him. I was 21. I was an idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, I thought you were going to say like, oh yeah, you're here. And just didn't say anything.
No, he was just like, where are you? Let's meet. And we had a great time.
We had a great time.
And he loved it. Victor was just like, this bitch is crazy.
And on that note, I'm done talking because I agree with Victor. Y'all be blessed.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week to Genuine BS with Brittany and Shana. See you guys next week. Am I crazy? Or have you done it too?
She's still looking at the goddamn camera.
Because I'm signing off. Sign me off, Josh.